Hello, this is Chris Clark. How are you? I wanted to address some of the rumors swirling around. I just like saying that. I thought that sounded very pretentious. I wanted to talk to people about some of the videos that I post. Now, there might be some confusion as to what the fuck is going on with this fella. That would be me, of course. But, listen, I'm not, posting things because I think I'm great or, hey, click on the thing below and, hey, make sure you click on, that thing. I hate that. I fucking hate that. Make sure you click below. Smash that button on the comment section. Don't do any of that with me, okay? I'm just here to tell you one thing. I'm fine. I'm making videos. I love making videos. I like doing character actors. I have a thought of my biggest. This didn't sound really pretentious, so I'll have to put out my Connecticut jaw here for this one because I did actually grow up in Connecticut. I left very shortly after I could, but anyway, I made this video to let people know that I'm fine, and I like to do. Certain characters. I have that character. I sometimes go into that the southern guy. He's not even a right. That's probably really offensive to southern people. Like the truck driver who's in this truck and he's like, hey, I got to tell you something straight. A lot of people are talking about this thing, but I'm going to tell it to you straight because this is how I'm straight up. So I like those kind of characters. I do Don Hack. Don Hack is kind of a scumbag, kind of a salesman, that kind of thing. Not that all salesmen are scumbags, because I come from a long line of scumbags. I mean salesmen. Little joke there. Anyway, so when I present strange videos with strange outcomes or strange characters or this, weird thing and and the music, it's because I like it and I like sort of odd things. That's why I post them. I am perfectly sane. I'm holding down a job. I'm holding down a house. I'm not actually holding it down, but I should because some of it's moving away from me very quickly, like the roof. But anyway, that's another story. So I just enjoy making music videos. I do some of my music, some other people's music. Over the years, I just want to make sure that I can share some of this stuff with people, especially friends and family, because, face it, you have a house fire. Imagine that. I mean, that's one of the most horrible things and something that people think about. I think about it a lot, and I'm very scared about it. You lose your and I've had friends, lose everything in a house fire, Then what do you have? Whatever's online, that's your legacy, And part of your legacy is, for some people, is photos, videos. It reminds people of, the good things, because you don't take pictures and video when things are going bad. Like there is not a whole lot of video that I have in my deep collection, my Clarkive of family videos of funerals. I have memorial services on video. I don't have any funerals on video. I don't have when I got in a big fight with so-and-so. I don't have that on video, Sometimes I'll talk about these things because I'm pretty much an open book, but we only capture the good parts of our lives, which is, I'm going back and I'm looking at the my collection, and it's Christmas, and it's birthdays, and it's holidays, and it's Easter, and it's this and that, and family things like that. I mean, those are very important, and I try to do some everyday stuff as well. I know some people don't videotape everything, but like for instance, I had a daughter. It was the greatest thing that was going to ever happen to me, and it was, and it is. And so I videotaped everything, including during the C-section, of her, being lifted up above the curtain. That was the first time I saw my daughter. Boom, and I have it on tape. I have it on digital. I have it on HD. I use an old HD, well, it was new at the time, but it was an HD disc camera, which, boy, those things, not good. But anyway, it captured it in HD, so I have that. Geez, so many little life things that you want to get on tape, because I think mainly because as someone who, his mother died when I was 7, boo boo hoo. Everyone, has problems. But for me, this is the explanation of why I want to tape all these things, is because my mom died when I was 7 years old. Okay, she died on January 3rd, 1977. And she was really kind of hurting. She was in rough shape. She tried to get help, and she did for what the time in the 70s was help. And I just wish she had an outlet for her creativity and more help in terms of mental health help, and more of an outlet. We have outlets here. This is my outlet, YouTube and whatever, Facebook. I can communicate with people. Boy, I haven't seen my sister in a long time, but I like to communicate. Hey, here's a picture. How's everyone doing? Boom, boom. So we all know that, okay? But back then, they didn't have any of that, so my mom suffered, I think. My mom suffered from loneliness. My father was traveling. He was a traveling salesman, like I said before. He wasn't a dirtbag, but I'm just saying, it was kind of funny. So she was really lonely, and at that time she'd have to reach out to friends that were in the area, and you could only see people and talk to them on the phone, and so she was really in rough shape. I never got a chance to hear her voice on tape, because she was one of those I don't want to don't tape record me, don't film me, and there's a lot of people like that. But listen, the video and the audio tape is not for you at that moment. It's for future generations. It's for me now. When Mom in 1975, 6 was like, I don't want to be on tape. Well, I wish you would have, because then I could hear your voice. I want to hear your voice. People have gone, and I have, a distinct memory of their voice, so I feel like they're still here. And that's what you try to do, is you try to, and maybe that's part of my problem, is archiving things, or is trying to capture their essence, because a lot of times people left. In my world, it was as a small child, my mom left, and then my dad was away on business, and then my dad had to hire people to take care of us, and it was all these weird people. There's like this one lady with one leg from Poland. She didn't speak English. We called her Peg. I know it's bad. That wasn't her name. She had one leg, so we called her Peg, and she was from Poland, so she didn't know what the fuck we were telling her anyway. But that was like one of the people that we had taking care of us. We had a number of some of those people who took care of us became lifelong family members in themselves, and in that they were so close to our family, they actually became family. I'm thinking of Jamie and Kathy and people like that who became lifelong friends only because they knew what we went through. And it was like a shared experience. And some of the things I didn't know what was going on at the, adult levels and shit, and it was fucking crazy, It was hard to hear that stuff, but I survived. It was easier to hear it after I realized that this is something that we all went through collectively and we're all stronger for. But it was a tough go. And then you think again, was my tough go tougher than that child in India, the untouchable child who's on the street, who is not going to live past the age of 20? Did I have a tough time? No, I didn't. Not compared to that. Not to compare to like even people in this country. I mean, I can turn my tap on right now. I'm a working class dude. I'm just poor. I live paycheck to paycheck. What I do all day is just one thing. I have interests. I don't have a career. I have a job. People have jobs. Some people have careers, and that's wonderful. But I just have a job, and then my career is trying to think of things and being funny, and maybe thinking comedy, enjoying the record collection that I've accumulated, things like that. But some people just have straight ahead careers, where their whole life is their career. Whereas people like us, it's a job. So now a lot of times in the past, having a job, you might get scared because if you lose your job for a couple days, you're in trouble, And this is what happened with me with the COVID. I had COVID for, Friday, I was out, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. So, that's a chunk of time for someone who lives paycheck to paycheck. I had some personal time, your PTO, I got that. A little bit, to cover some of the time, but generally you work paycheck to paycheck, and if you miss a paycheck, it's a bad thing. So, I guess what I would just like to say is that I still have indigestion from that, from COVID to give me indigestion.
New voicemail.